Hey everyone, Carrie Beck here with Family eBiz, where we help families start and scale their online businesses so they can find freedom in their life to do the things they enjoy, be with the people they enjoy, or follow their calling as well, whatever mission God has brought them on. Hey, we have been in the middle of sort of a time management, using our time wisely, getting organized, actually being productive. And so today we are going to move forward about a small phrase that I think is so important, and that is the power of small wins. Sometimes we think we need a home run, and sometimes all we need is to make it to first base, and then to second, and then to third, and then to fourth. How could you move your business forward in just 15 minutes a day when you don't have hours and hours? Because I really think that is a myth that we just need hours and hours and hours to make progress. Depending on your goal, you may need a little bit more time and you may need to carve out time, like get up at 4 in the morning, which I have done many days if that was the case. And that's where I was this season in life. But really, when you can use 15 minutes a day, you can actually make a big impact in your own business. And there are times that that's what I have to do. When I go off and watch my grandkids, like I'll be going in a few weeks. My daughter needs some help, and I will not have much time at all during the day to take care of things. So I get up and I work for 15, 30 minutes, and then maybe a little bit at nighttime. I've got a time first week of June. I've got one granddaughter coming. We'll be together all week. Who knows what we're going to do? Because her sister and her mom are going to preteen camp. And so I will have to use, there are time periods that I don't have all the hours in the day. And I think most of you are very busy and you really need to use your time wisely. So I think it's important that we look at how small wins can affect your business. I think those daily small actions lead to big results over time. In fact, I believe momentum is more important than motivation. I think motivation is important because it will keep you going in the long run. But when you get a little momentum, I will give you an example. In February, I was running Facebook ads, and for a while, I was like, I don't know about this. I had a weekend, I made twice as much money as what I was spending, maybe even more than what I was spending on Facebook ads. You better believe that was the momentum I needed. And I kept going for the next 2 weeks on that one promotion. So momentum there were just small little things. It wasn't like I spent all day long working on that one ad. I got it up, I got it done. And then each morning I would work on Facebook ads for about 15 minutes and looking at my results and figuring out what I needed to do. So small, it's a mindset shift, let's be honest. Progress over perfection. Progress, it's sort of that thing where if we will just take baby steps every day, we will see more progress than if we come and work for 3 hours this week and wait and 3 hours, I mean 3 weeks later, we work again. You're not going to see much progress. You really need regular daily progress. Now, I take the weekends off for the most part. Sometimes I work on Saturdays, but I think it's important that we work. It's better to work a little bit each day than just do it all in one day and then have to remember everything you did a week or two or three later. So, what are some ways that these micro tasks, these small wins, can make a big impact? All right, content creation in small bursts. Some of you think I've got to sit down and get my whole course done. No, or maybe the whole blog post done. Now, if you've been writing blog posts for a while, you might be able to do it in an hour or so. Start with just outlining a blog post or outlining the course, and that's it. And then come in and then dive into one area of that blog post or that course. And then the next day, maybe there's 5 points in the blog post and you focus on one each day for 15 minutes. Or maybe your course has modules and you're going to break each module down into lessons. Maybe you need to create some social media posts. You're just going to take 15 minutes to get as many of them you can get done. Now, I'll tell you one way that you can get a lot done is AI. Now, I'm not saying you go say, hey, AI, write me, 10 social posts. But I say, I got to give it a lot of prompts but it'll pop things out and then I can quickly tweak them so that it is my voice. So that would be something you could consider as well, especially when it comes to social media. All right, so first, content creation in small bursts. Number two, engage with your audience. So maybe I do this every once in a while, not every day, but maybe one day, 2 days a week, I just get on and see who has tagged me in Facebook or Instagram and reply to them. I try to do it actually every other day or something. I don't usually get it every day, but I want to respond to comments. I want to respond to DMs. I want to engage in my Facebook group. And so that is something that you need to do, but you don't need to spend 3 hours doing it. Just 15 minutes. Put a timer on so you move on to something else. Quick growth business tasks. What do I mean? This is what I call profit making tasks. These are things that shouldn't take, normally they don't take very long, usually 10 or 15 minutes. And I would encourage you to do one of them a day. What is it? Maybe pitch a collaboration with someone. Maybe that you've been looking at this girl or this guy and you really want to work something together and work together. You can just write an email quickly or do a demo or whatever that quick little video thing is that you could just pop in a video and send it to them. Follow up with a potential client. You know, I do this a lot when I'm recruiting mastermind members, Homeschool Blogger University members, my new students. I will allocate 15 minutes and I will go find some of the people that have replied, opened my email or clicked on it, maybe ones that have clicked a lot of times, and send them a quick email just to follow up and see where they are. Some of them may have been you. Research and opportunity. I just got an opportunity given to me for June for speaking at a business conference. And so I just pulled it up. I left the tab there. So later in the day, I can actually go and do a little bit more research on it and see if that's a good fit for me. So quick business growth task, 15 minutes, always working on profit making tasks. So content creation in small bursts, engage with your audience, quick business growth tasks. Oh, that's a mouthful. Leveraging automation and batching. I've been talking about batching, but let's just talk about 15-minute batching. Maybe if you have all those social media posts and you don't have someone doing it for you, although I would encourage you to delegate this, you might just go pull all of them up and get them scheduled in 15 minutes and be done with it. Maybe you need to start using email templates and not rewriting them all the time. For my promotions, I don't use word for word exactly the same, but a lot of times I start with an old one that's worked well, maybe invitation to a webinar, or maybe it's a follow-up email or a bonuses ending. I can use that and I go in and start to tweak and talk about what's really going on with that product, that course, and me or whatever, and maybe a new bonus that I'm offering. So leverage automation, use templates and batching, and then a mindset. You probably didn't think about this, but I do believe your mindset. Craig Rochelle says your life is going in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Think about that. And he also says most battles in life are won or lost in the mind. Craig Rochelle from Life Church. And I think yes, that's true in life, in our spiritual life, but I also think it's true in business. Our mindset is what really plays out. So I would encourage you to spend at least 15 minutes a day. You could call it self-care. I call it spiritual care. I actually do a lot more than that, but 15 minutes a day journaling and thinking through things. Or for me, it's just getting my mind focused on eternity and beyond what the here and now is. And it's my time with God. I read and I pray. So you find what is it that will keep your mind focused in the right direction, going in a positive direction, and not being weighed down by those negatives. So power of small wins, content creation in small bursts. Engage with your audience just 15 minutes a day. Quick business growth tactics. What are those 15-minute profit-making tasks that you can do? Leveraging automation can reduce a lot of time and batching out. Find some things you can do that you can batch in 15 minutes. And then I would say at least 15 minutes every day working on your mindset, okay? And planning for your success. That's really what it's all about, getting clarity and focus on your business. Now, I journal personally a lot. but I also journal and write things down for business. I might make lists and charts that I come back to after I've had time to sort of seep it all in. What is my challenge for you today? I want you to pick one task that you can complete in 15 minutes. Put a timer on and do it today. And what's the next task that will build on today's task? Do it tomorrow. Put a timer on 15 minutes. And let your family know. Say, I am in here for 15 minutes. Don't bother me, or whatever you need to say. Maybe put all your kids down for quiet time. Let them read their book or take a nap, and you use that time as well. So I would love it in our Facebook group. If you'll hop on over there, we will put a link to that. If you would share one small win with us, I would love that. That would be awesome. Hey, I am Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com. We'll talk to you next time.